that we're reading in our book club discussion today is Granny Torelli Makes Soup. And a word that I didn't know is on page 45, when they're talking about all their aunts and uncles, the word is ditto. I say ditto. I don't know all who those people are, but I say ditto. And I thought that meant like same, like that's the same. I feel the same.
A word that I had was bore, and I thought it meant, on page 96, I thought it meant drill or dig.
Yeah, I also thought that meant that.
I had the word smug on page 62, and I thought it meant like feeling down or upset about something.
Well, I kind of thought that it meant to feel like you can do this, you can, and then feeling down after you get told that you can't.
I also had the word smug, but I thought it meant like positive of something or sure, like you know.
I had that word too, and I thought it meant like having self-confidence, like you thought you could do it.
Like you know that you can do this, nothing could go wrong.
And I had the word nuisance on page 64. I thought it meant like not cared for.
Yeah, like you want to get rid of him, like a rat that's a nuisance, you want to get rid of it. A rat that causes trouble.
So for theme, I thought the theme was friendship.
Me too.
Me too.
Some evidence I had was on page 4, how Rosie says, Bailey, who is usually so nice, Bailey, my neighbor, my friend, my buddy, my pal, for my whole life.
I had that too.
I had two put together. Bailey said to the girls, "Stop, hey, cut it out," and then he ran over and bowed and said, and Rosie asked how he could run to her without stopping, and he told her how he has really good hearing, and then he bowed and said that he's her prince.
I had on page 73, Rosie told Bailey that I hugged the living daylights out of him.
I had that too. And I had how they grew up side by side, neighbors, best friends.
I also had, there are just 2 words to read, and those 2 words are I'm sorry, and I hugged that Bailey boy on page 73.
I also had one on page 73, but right before that, Bailey, I say, "Don't be mad at me. I am a stubborn Rosie, and I am full of myself, but I don't want you to be mad at me." And then it leads into that.
So I think when Rosie shows Bailey how she can read Braille, they have really different reactions. Like, Granny Torelli is really proud of Bailey and she's really happy, where Bailey's mad, kind of.
Yeah, he feels like that's something that he could do, and then Rosie goes behind his back and teaches herself it.
And when Rosie learned it, Granny Torelli said, "Oh, Rosie, it's a miracle." Like, she was so happy, but Bailey was not happy.
Bailey told her to get over herself and threw her out the door.
Yeah.
And Rosie's kind of feeling sad that Bailey wants to teach Janine how to read Braille, but he never wanted to show Rosie.
Janine asked right out front, and Rosie kind of did it behind his back.
I wonder if Bailey would have wanted to teach Rosie if she just asked Bailey first.
Yeah, I think she might have had a chance of him teaching her if she would have asked.
Instead of just
Doing
taking
it.
his books and doing it behind his back. And we also found out why Granny was crying.
Yeah, because she missed Pardo, and then she told Rosie about how she never saw Pardo again after
The train incident.
Yeah. and she came to America.
And she was stubborn and she never wrote letters, and she explained to Rosie where she got her stubbornness from.
I think Granny Charlie tells stories about her stubbornness to Rosie so she wouldn't feel as stubborn, so she'd feel a little bit better about her stubbornness.
Or she would try to tell her not to be stubborn, like trying to teach her what will happen, like if you're stubborn.
Yeah, like you'll never see Bailey again, and
Yeah.
you two will grow apart and be more mad at each other with the coming days.
So I think the mother-father play upset Bailey because Rosie was trying to tell him what to do, and he also doesn't have a father, so it kind of upset him.
Well,
Yeah.
we don't know if he doesn't have a father.
He never gets to see
He
it.
doesn't have a father. Well, he wants his father back.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to him.
But we know he's never there.
Yeah, and for the play, Bailey got really upset when they were talking about he wanted to be the blind man, but
Yeah.
Rosie wanted to be the blind woman.
Yeah, in the blind woman
But
play.
Bailey's already basically
is,
blind.
Yeah, he's blind.
I think Bailey took it as Rosie being a little,
Offensive.
yeah. Bailey probably took it as an insult instead of thinking it as, oh, I'm blind, I guess everybody else wants to be.
I agree with you.
And I think Rosie's a little jealous that Bailey can read Braille, and she can't because she ripped Bailey's Braille book and everything, and she was upset.
And I think she wants to be a lot like Bailey.
Yeah, like in the beginning, it said how
If Bailey got green tennis shoes, she wanted green tennis shoes.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
want Bailey to be just like me, and I want to be just like Bailey.
but also how Carmelita, Bailey's mother, acts sort of like Granny Torelli. They really care for Bailey, and Carmelita, we don't know why the reason that she might be crying a lot is because she doesn't have a father to help her with all the stuff that Bailey has.
And Bailey's also blind, and it's really hard for
Yeah.
her.
I think Bailey understands blindness more than Rosie because he technically is blind.
Well,
And he
Rosie
has to live with that.
Yeah.
And
And Rosie,
Rosie doesn't know how it feels.
yeah.
If she got it, then she would.
Rosie doesn't realize how lucky she is. She's always like, I want to be like Bailey, I want to read Braille. But Bailey never says that about Rosie, and he can't see, but Rosie can.
Yeah, Bailey doesn't say how he wants to read books. He's fine with what he has, but Rosie has the option to read books, and Bailey doesn't, and she kind of goes for.
And I don't really get why Rosie wants to be blind like Bailey, like when she put the tissue over her eyes and went to sleep like that because she wanted to wake up.
Yeah,
just
that
like
also
Bailey.
is evidence for like friendship.
Yeah. She wants to help Bailey throughout everything, and Granny Torelli kind of also wants to help Bailey.
Yeah. I think Bailey reacted as mad as he was because he probably thought she cheated somehow. Like, read the real part of the book. And then, and
He said, you cheated.
You read it. You read like the copy of the book that like people can see instead of the Braille writing.
Oh yeah, but also whenever Rosie tries to help him or usually talk to him, she always makes things worse. Like when Bailey took that walk and the short walk that got very long, Rosie tried telling him that he got lost when he tried telling her that he didn't get lost.
Yeah. And
Because he thought that he couldn't get lost, that he wasn't lost because he couldn't see.
yeah, like she said, Bailey, you were lost, and he kept saying, no, I wasn't, no.
And Rosie told him that he was lost.
And Rosie wouldn't accept the fact that Bailey said he wasn't lost. She just wouldn't
why?
accept it. She kept trying to tell him that he was
I
lost.
think that has to do with her stubbornness, that she always
Yeah.
has to be right.
Yeah.
Also, whenever Granny leaves the room to give her time to think, she always comes up with flashbacks of what happened in the past, coming to this day to lead up to her being wicked stubborn and Bailey throwing her out of the door.
And Granny Charlie always tells her stories, Rosie's stories about her life, what happened when she was younger,
Yeah,
a
like
while
about
ago.
Pardo and her and
Pardo's dog.
Like
Yeah, Pardo's
Granny
dog.
Torelli makes connections, like Violetta and Janine and Pardo and Bailey. Like
Yeah.
I think she wants to remind Bailey
That
and Rosie
a
of
friend
those
like
people.
And I think one of the stories made Rosie realize that a friend like Bailey doesn't come around every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
because Granny Torelli lost Pardo forever because she didn't write him letters. She just left and
She was stubborn.
well, also Pardo was a little bit stubborn because well, not really. He thought that she was crazy for going to U.S. because she had everything there, but she wanted to have adventures. And also, one of her stories about how that new girl came,
Yeah. Jamie.
that kind of told Rosie that she has to keep Bailey as a friend or else she'll lose him.
Yeah.
And I don't think Rosie really likes Janine that much, because
She
Think
thinks
the
that,
that
Braille
like,
and like
She's trying to be Rosie's best friend, and Bailey's gonna teach her Braille, and
Bailey didn't teach Rosie Braille.
Yeah.
They were best friends. Well, they still
probably feels left out.
Yeah.
kind of more than left out, more like feeling that Jenny has something that she doesn't, because Bailey said that she was funny, she's curious, she's whatever else she said, and Rosie thought, oh well, I'm funny, I'm curious, I'm
Nice.
nice.
I think Rosie a little bit jealous of Janine.
Yeah. Because
Because
Bailey's
Bailey's
teaching her Braille.
interested in
Yeah.
I think Bailey was so upset about her reading the Braille was because until that day, Bailey could do something that she couldn't, and he needed that.
Yeah,
Because he needed to have something that everybody else couldn't.
he needed something to lift him up while everyone else is getting ahead of him. He needs something to get with them, and Bill brought him with them, but then Rosie kind of took that power out of his hands.
Yeah.
But I also think it's more than that, because why would he want to teach Janine if he didn't want anyone else doing that?
Maybe after he learned his lesson, after with the Rosie wanting to learn Braille, and maybe he learned that, oh, I should teach my friends that, or else they might not be friends with me, like how Rosie happened.
Yeah.
So overall, I think that all of this shows the friendship of Rosie and Bailey, and I think at the end they won't be mad at each other anymore.
And I think they'll stay friends for a long time.
Yep. And Jenny will probably learn Braille, and then
They'll probably be friends with her.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking,
But definitely Rosie and Bailey will still be best friends.
yeah.
yeah.